Good morning, everyone. It's Aaron Barber here. I'm your race director for the Mesquite Canyon trail runs. We'll be doing the little race brief here. I'm going to be going over pertinent information regarding the courses, race day process, and all that fun stuff. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to scoot this way a little bit. Volunteers, we still need some volunteers. So if you know anyone that wants to come out and help out with the race, we'd be happy to have people. Or if your crew needs something to do and it doesn't quite align with the times that are listed on the website, just email me or come to me. We'd love to put you to work. It'll be a great race, great weather, good chance to volunteer, and we have some big names in the field, most notably Jim Walmsley. I don't know if you've heard of him before. He's going to be running the 50K, so I encourage you to come out, support him and all the other runners. And it's a great opportunity to get face-to-face with one of the best runners on the planet if you'd like to volunteer. Say hi to him. He's going to be coming out because the whole Dirt Series is sponsored by Never Second. He's a Never Second athlete. So again, big thanks to Never Second. That's going to be all your on-course nutrition. We'll have the bars, the gels, and the C30 drink mix on course. That covers volunteers. Race day, if you want to sign up for the race, or if you know anyone that wants to sign up for the race, we still have spots open. As usual with the Dirt Series, we usually don't get close to our capacity. The park capacity is huge, so if you want to race, you can race. Sign up at Packet Pickup or at the actual race morning. All right. So speaking of Packet Pickup, we're going to be looking at Friday and Saturday for this one, starting at noon to 5 right here at Aravaipa in Phoenix. This is going to be drive-through style, so don't even bother getting out of your car. We have signs and everything that you just drive up to the back door, honk the horn, and they will get you your Packet shirt. And if you're in the 50 mile, you get a little extra gift with that as well. Or Saturday morning, starting at 5:30 is when you can actually register for the race, and you can go sign up right up till your race start. So there's that. Speaking of entry into the park, the gates will open at 5 a.m. So if you are in the 50 mile and you start at 6:15, the gates to the park will open at 5 a.m. If you're trying to get there at 4:30, you don't need to be there that early. I promise. You're just going to be watching me turn on generators. So don't show up at 4:30. You'll be locked out. 5 o'clock is when the gates open for the general public. It is $7 per vehicle, typical with the Maricopa County Regional Parks. Trying to have exact change helps speed up the process. This park, we usually do a pretty good job. They do a pretty good job of getting the line moved through. When you do get into the park, you drive all the way back. We'll have it signed for you, but just kind of, I'll show you on here. The entry to the park is down here. You're going to follow this road, the white road right here, all the way to the comp track lot. So it's as far back as you can go. Just keep driving if you get into once you get into the park. Parking, we have ample parking space, so there's no shuttles, no nothing like that. Everyone can park in the comp track lot. We will have parking volunteers and staff. Just listen to them, just so we can make rows, and we're not making rows that kind of merge into each other and stuff, and block people in. So be nice to our volunteers, be nice to our staff members, and just follow their parking rules. We're looking like a great race day weather-wise, so we can plan on 60s. So this should be the coldest Dirt Series or Sonoran Cup race of the whole season, which is wonky. Usually this race is pretty toasty, but the high right now for Waddell is 64 degrees. It will be sunny, so layer up on that sunscreen, and we are looking at March right now, so it does get a little bit warmer, or the sun is a little bit stronger, and it'll be on you more of the day than something like cold water. And then aid stations, I did want to hit on that, so let's kind of go back to me. I'll bring you through every aid station. We have a couple aid stations that are hike in only, so we had to bring in all of the equipment, be it backpacks and stuff, so there's no vehicles, which makes them more limited in terms of their offerings. But as far as If you're in the 50 mile, you come through the start finish after 50K. So you'll hit that start finish aid station that will have everything you could ever ask for. So that'll be a substantial aid station. Waddell aid station will be another substantial aid station. We will note that I'll go through the courses, but note if you're in the 50 mile, Waddell closes in the middle of the day. So you'll see it on your first pass through, but it won't be there at the end of the day. You won't need it. Mesquite aid station is with 4 miles to go. Waddell would be with 2 miles to go. So don't plan on Waddell being there when you finish your 50 mile. But Waddell aid station will be substantial offerings. Same with Goat Camp aid. Excuse me. That's at the bottom of the Goat Camp climb. That will also be a substantial aid station. We'll have our Mesquite aid station. That is one that we've had to hike up all the water and the food. That will be limited offerings, but we're going to bring a lot of stuff up there. So you'll have your Never Second mix and offering there, and then your typical sweet and salty snacks. But in terms of stuff like bean roll-ups, peanut butter and jellies, we're not going to be cooking or making food up at Mesquite. So it will be a quote-unquote limited aid stations, but there is substantial stuff there. It's just not as as substantial as the start finish or Waddell or Goat Camp. And then if you're in the 50 mile or 50K, Ford Canyon aid station is water only. There is a tent, a timing mat, and water. No electrolytes, no food. It's about 2 miles from the finish line, and it's about 6 miles before your previous aid station. So the overall gap is only 8 miles from Mesquite aid to the finish, or roughly that. But Ford, it can get hot. Ford Canyon is a tough section. We do have an aid station or a water stop and a timing point out there. So make sure you know that when you're getting out of Ford Canyon, water only, no other provisions. That one was one that we used to be able to have access. The park used to drive us in. They don't do that anymore. So it's myself and another staff member hauling it in via wagon. So we don't have the capacity to bring out everything that we normally would. So Ford Canyon, water only. I'll touch that more when we get to the courses, and we will jump right into them right now. So we'll go back here. Don't need to see me for this. So let's start with the shorter ones first this time, and then we'll work up. Here's your kind of view of the mountain range. Whoop. Sorry. There we go. Technical difficulties. And let's change the color on that so we can all see it. The 8K is a straight out and back. If you overlay it with something like the 50K, there's a lot of shared trails on it, and you look at these couple junctions, there will be a critical junction where the 50K and 50 miles split off. This will be clearly marked. It'll say critical turn ahead. Some of the courses are going to go right, some are going to go left. So if you're in the 8K, make sure you're following your signs. They are blue. But this is all pretty easy trail. You'll hit Waddell aid station. There's a timing point. You just need to hit the timing point, turn around, and go right back all the way to the finish. You don't need to go all the way to the aid station. Just need to go to the timing point, which will be a blue mat and some cones and such. The half marathon. This is a great course. I'll make this one visible as well. We got a lollipop happening on this one. So you're going to be doing the same thing as the 8K going out to Waddell, which is right here. Substantial aid station here. Once you hit Waddell, which is right around here, you can see on the profile, we start climbing pretty significantly. And then it flattens out, a little bit more bumps till you get to Mesquite aid station. We're going to be doing the lollipop in counterclockwise direction as usual. So you're going to be, after you hit Mesquite aid station, there is still more climbing up Willow Canyon. We're looking at almost 2,000 feet in this race right here. This is a very important part right here because, overlay something like the 50K. The 50K is going to be going straight out this way. The 50 mile is going to be going straight out this way. But you half marathoners need to take a very sharp left turn. There are signs. You can see how tight it is right here. But you're going to hit here and almost do a 180 to go this way. There are 2 green signs that I have that say half marathon, sharp left ahead. So just pay attention to those. We'll put critical turn signs out. But if you miss this turn, you have a lot farther to run. You're going to end up down at Goat Camp, and it'll be significantly longer than a half marathon. After that critical turn, you'll start descending. This is a nice, pretty smooth descent. For the white tanks are super rocky, so in white tank lingo, it would be smooth. Once you hit Mesquite aid station again, it gets a little bit more chunky on the descent, but you know that because you already came up it. You'll be able to hit Waddell aid station for one last time, and then you got about 2 miles of fast trail to the finish line. The 30K, which is our Sonoran Cup race. Again, we'll go blue. One big loop for you guys. There's your elevation profile, but you'll be doing this, let's see here, following the 50K, 50 mile out until you get to, there's a spot down here, I'll show you. But there's this first critical turn where the other course is split off. Be following the 50K and 50 mile. Once you get through into this parking lot, they deviate from your course. You're going to come straight through the parking lot. 50K, 50 mile will go up to the right and head towards Waddell and then up Mesquite Canyon. So you've got pretty flat trail. This little blip on the elevation profile is a tiny climb, but you get a nice ascent. It's pretty flat until you get to Goat Camp Aid. You loop around it. There's a short out and back to the aid station that you all have to do. I'll try to block this off and sign it as best I can, but you have to hit Goat Camp Aid. It's an extra, not quite a quarter mile or anything like that. But after Goat Camp Aid, you start climbing Goat Camp Trail. You're going to be seeing 50 milers and 50K runners coming down as you climb, likely. So long climb, that says 4.6, but from the aid station to the top, we're looking at probably about 2.5 miles, 6.3. Yeah, 2.5 miles, maybe about 2.5 to 3 miles with roughly 2,000 feet of climbing. And it's pretty pitchy, generally low gradient, but there are some steep spots and it's pretty rocky. And again, you'll probably have two-way traffic. Once you get to the top of the ridge up here, beautiful single track, pretty smooth. And then you're going to make that same descent as the other distances. Smooth descent, hit Mesquite aid station. It gets a little chunky after Mesquite. Once you get to Waddell, you're in the clear. Hit Waddell aid. Then you got 2 miles of smooth trail to finish her off. That's the 30K. 50K, it is a great course. I love our 50K. And again, we'll have Jim Walmsley and Eric LaPuma racing this one. So 50K, same start as the rest of the fields. Getting too excited for the race here. There we go. So 5,000 feet of climbing on Cal Topo. So in reality, it's probably closer to 6. You got your first critical turn that we've mentioned for everyone else. You're going to be taking a left there, following the red 50K signs. Your next critical spot's going to be this parking lot after you cross the road. All the road crossings will be manned, by the way. 50K, you'll hug the edge of this parking lot and then make a beeline towards Waddell aid station. Waddell aid station's pretty early on. You probably won't be stopping at 3.7, but if you want to, it's there. You'll be climbing up to Mesquite aid station. Once you hit Mesquite aid station, you continue climbing. You'll hit Mesquite multiple times, but once you hit Mesquite aid station, you keep climbing up Willow. This will be a pretty critical junction right here. You got to make sure there is a first time through and a second time through sign for you. So the first time through, and it's labeled, it'll say like 50K, first time through, mile 7.1 left. And then next time through is mile 22 or something like that. 25 right. But since you're early in the race, first time through, take a left. Have to keep your eyes out. This is a very critical one. If you turn right, you're going to end up in Ford Canyon earlier than you need to be. Don't do that. Pay attention to the signage. Critical turn at mile 7 for you guys. From there, you get to run on top of the ridge for a bit before you drop down Goat Camp. Big, long, 3-ish mile descent to Goat Camp aid station. You have an opportunity for a drop bag here. So grab your drop bag if you need to, and then you turn around and head right back up Goat Camp. You are welcome for that one. So big, long climb. So this whole section's an out and back. You'll hit this spot. This is pretty easy to navigate. It's pretty clearly marked with how the trail rolls. But then you're going to start descending down to Mesquite aid station. For the second time, you'll be hitting that one. You won't be descending the rest of the way. This is the way you came up. You'll go up that same Willow Canyon climb again. Back to this critical junction. Now you're at mile 25. So you're not at mile 7. Mile 7 was a left turn. Mile 25 is a right turn. Make sure you follow those signs. There is more climbing after this point, right around here on the graph. Before you drop down into Ford Canyon. Ford Canyon is where the white tanks are going to get their name. Big rock formations. It's kind of a choose-your-own-adventure style. It's a big wash. You can't get lost in this section because there's canyon walls on both sides of you. But there is some, I wouldn't say scrambling, but some drop-offs that could be 2 to 5 feet and might require picking a line that you're comfortable with. So if you're faster, sometimes you might just one step it or jump off of it. But if you're more comfortable, going to the left or right and climbing down, something like that, that might be a necessity. Getting out of the canyon, there's a little trail right here. You're in the wash. We'll mark this really well for you because there's like a big dry waterfall right here that's like 60 feet high. So don't keep following the wash down. Don't try to to climb down this. You got to jump on the actual trail. This is a really chunky but beautiful single track trail. You'll hit Ford Canyon Aid again. Water only at this one, but know that you are going to be at mile 29. So 2 miles to go from there. Just water there. And again, be cognizant of the fact that we did have to hike it all in. If they happen to run out of water, it's very difficult to get resupplies for them. So 2 miles to go. Try not to be pouring it on yourself. Try not to be chugging. I ask you just to take, I don't have a cap for it, but just try to take as much that you're comfortable with to get you to the finish, just because we like to have water for everyone that's out there. And then you're free, downhill, flat trail to the finish. There's your 50K. 50 miles actually, if you want to think of it this way, if you're running the 50 mile, you're just running the 50K course and then you're running the 30K course. That's exactly how it plays out. So you'll be following the same thing. First critical junction, second critical junction where you take this turn. This one will be marked differently for 50-mile runners because this one will be a first time through, second time through scenario. So it's, mile early on. Mile 2.6 and mile 32 or so, 34, somewhere in that range. So first time through, you're going to go straight to Waddell, which will be around this parking lot. You'll be hugging the edge of the parking lot. You'll be taking a right at the junction. Following the 50-mile first time through and 50K markers, up to Waddell, same thing, up to Mesquite. We're going to go up Willow. You'll hit this junction you'll actually come through here twice, just like the 50K. So same thing, mile 7, take a left, mile 25, take a right. You got the big out and back to Goat Camp, down to Goat Camp, back up. This junction is pretty easy to navigate. Down to Mesquite Mesquite Aid Station, back up Willow. Now we're at mile 25. We're going to take a right turn this time, navigate down Ford Canyon. Water only, no food, no electrolytes, literally just water. Going to come all the way to the start finish. So 50K done for you. You just got a 30K to go. There will be a spot where we can have, where you'll have drop bags and access to that right next to the aid station. So grab a drop bag there. Next time out, you're just going to follow the 30K course. So same way out. You'll hit this parking lot again. Since this is your second trip, mile 33, we're going to go straight across the parking lot following the 30K course. It'll still be marked 50 mile as well, but now you're on the 30K course. Up over this little bump on Mule Deer Trail. You'll hit Goat Camp for the second time. You have to do the out and back here. Another opportunity for a drop bag. Climb Goat Camp for the second time. Then you're going to make this descent down to Mesquite again. Descend. Waddell Aid Station will not be here for you 50 milers. It gets broken down after the first rush. You don't need an aid station with 2 miles to go, so Mesquite will be your last chance for food and water and stuff like that. Once you hit Waddell, 2 miles to go, and you're home free. So that is all I got in terms of the courses for you. I think we covered everything on my list. Like I said, park gates open at 5 a.m. And I think we're good to go. We're looking at great weather. It was really hot last year. Last year they were removing rattlesnakes from the trail because it was so warm and sunny. I don't think we'll be dealing with that this year. Today is Wednesday. I'm going to be out at the park. I'll be out of the park through the weekend, doing some more water hauling today. Course marking tomorrow, and then Friday looks like it's going to be rainy and chilly, and then Saturday looks like 60s and sunny. So it should be a great day. We'll still have ice out there at the aid stations for you because that sun will be hot for you. Aside from that, that is all I've got to go over. Packet pickup being Friday, and we will see you Saturday. Again, if you have any questions that you can't find answers to on the website or the email that this was attached to, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. Just note that I will be at the park Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so my response time might be a little bit delayed. Other than that, I cannot wait to see you out there. It's going to be a great day. This is one of my favorite courses. I love it. So we'll see you Saturday. Thank you all.